you are building a business? Like so many things that no one would ever have mentioned to you that may have made you reconsider actually building your business if you had realized just how much there is to do. Now, you take everything that's actually necessary and then you add in, like, oh, I have to market this thing, and that can send you into a complete like spaleton. That's exactly, I was going to say tailspin, but spaleton I think is more like it actually, right? And we know that having your own business, building a business is so good. So, how do we balance this dichotomy of the fact that we have so many things to do and we want to actually have freedom and build a life that we love as well? Well, I have to tell you that years and years and years ago, I discovered the super most simple essentials for a business growth plan. And it's something that I honestly keep coming back to again and again. So I am going to share it with you because I know how easy it is to get excited about all the things that there is to do, all the things there are to do out there. And when I get caught up in the, oh my gosh, there's so much going on, I always come back to this simple business plan. So I'm going to share this with you in just a second. Stay tuned and let me know in the chat where you are watching from. Here we go. Intro so cool. I love our graphic designer Kevin so much. It makes me so happy. It's so good to see you here. I see that we have some friends joining us already. Talk Virtual is in South Carolina. So good. Oh my gosh, I love all the magic that you put out. Ed, great to see you. Frankie's French Toast is doing pretty well, actually, I do have to say. James, thank you. That means so much coming from you especially. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, Cheryl Marie, I'm so glad you're here. I hope you watched the video, listened to the video from yesterday, because I shared all kinds of things for you. So I want to make sure you got that in our super secret show up video. I answered some of your questions, which were awesome questions, by the way. I love what you're doing. Actually, Cheryl Marie, will you come on my show at some point? I would love to share with everyone the really amazing things that you are doing. If you will say yes in the chat, you know, I don't ask that very often. So there's pressure here. But Cheryl Marie is doing some really powerful things for writers, and she's helping them in a way that is a little different than some of you may know. I'm not going to give her secret away yet. You'll have to come watch the video with her, but it is really, really awesome. And she's actually helped us to be able to make our program more accessible as well, which I am so grateful for. So look at that. Okay, so good, so good. Okay, I'm so glad to see you all here. We are going to do a giveaway. I'm going to keep this video today to about 30 minutes, which is much shorter than we usually go. I love to do a good hour-long video. Today, however, is the boys' first day of summer break. I promised them I would take them to lunch. So we are going to stick to our simple business plan by keeping this video simple too. We're still going to do a nugget giveaway. So this is my amazing book, Finding My Awesome. Can you see it? You can see my cute nails with it as well. Finding My Awesome. We will be giving away a copy of this. It is a children's book, but secretly it's actually a book for adults that I disguised inside a children's book so that more adults would read it. And it's all about how to unlock your own confidence, your authenticity, all of that juicy goodness. So if you want to win it, here's how you can win. Below this video, as I'm sharing these tips today, drop the hashtag nugget. And when you share a hashtag nugget, then what'll happen is you want to just don't only share the word nugget, you want to also share what the actual tip was. So as you hear something that you're like, oh, that is amazing, I have a feeling I'm going to put that into action, I want to see in the chat that you share what that tip was. So hashtag nugget and then what the actual tip was. We got it? We can practice it right now. This nugget strategy is something that you can take with you as well. It's something that helps to keep us connected. So I don't have to say every 5 seconds, what do you think? Drop it in the chat, because that kind of gets us distracted. I also get feedback from you because I know what's resonating with you. Today, I know you're going to love this and you'll be able to put it into action right away. I would really love this video today to be more of a little bit of a workshop where we can kind of almost like you're on one of our coaching calls in our GLAM program, which stands for Go Live and Monetize. Kind of like that. We're going to do these things together. So make sure you get out a pen and paper or pull up a Google Doc. Yesterday in our GLAM program, I was talking about just writing in the air. That's not quite as effective, but it may work for you if that's the kind of thing that you do. And I love it. Amazing. Okay. And we got a yes from Cheryl Marie. Hooray. You guys are going to freak out. And I don't bring guests on this show very often, so this is kind of a big deal. Awesome. I will reach out to you and make that happen. Okay. Layla, so good to see all of you. Rocky Nash. What? Oh my gosh. Have y'all seen Rocky's videos? Because they are really fancy and I really love it. Okay. On track. We're sticking to our time. So we're going to dive into this. Have you ever felt super overwhelmed? I have. And having a very simple plan has made things so awesome, especially when I get to a place where I get excited and I've said yes to too many things. Are you a squirrel chaser like I am? I love saying yes to things. And sometimes I have to go, you know what? That is not going to get us the best results just because I've said yes to 5,000 things. What I realize when I do that, I come back to this formula. It helps to ground me. It helps me to look at, okay, what's actually happening here? It is awesome. So you are going to love this formula too. And I really do want you to take notes today because I know that the more that you start to grasp the power of these essentials, then you'll start to see results right away. So as soon as you hop off this call, I want you to go and do your own little audit. Can you promise me that you're going to do your own business growth audit? You could probably do it with me on the call, but drop promise in the chat. Okay. Everything is so very shiny. I totally agree, Erica. Look at this ring. Do you see this ring? It's so cool. I got it. It's Kate Spade. Oh my gosh, it's not going to work. You can't see it. Maybe I put it by my face. You can see how awesome it is. I thought I'd get the focus to change. See what happens? I get distracted by shiny rings too. Okay, everything's so shiny. So we've got to really make sure if we want to make a bigger impact, if we want to bring in more sales, we have to be able to say no to some things, right? When we say no to one thing, we're saying yes to other things. The problem is, how do you know what to actually say no to? I mean, I am one who says yes as often as possible. I do think that is the key to success, is like being able to jump, build the plane as you fly it, all of that. And at some point we've got to go, okay, I'm going to pick one thing and focus on it. So I'm going to jump right into these essentials right away. Keep the nuggets coming because I promise you will love them. So the first one is, where did I put that ring? I want to wear it. Okay. So let's jump into these 3 essentials. Now, I like to compare these 3 essentials to what you would need in order to build an audience at a Broadway show. So some of you may know that I have a background in theater. I lived in New York for 8 years. I toured with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the national tour of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And while I was in New York, I was able to see what really goes into creating a room full of people, like real human beings with their butts in seats cheering you on stage, right? And even though when we're talking about our videos, I honestly don't use the word audience very often. I like to use the word community instead, because I don't like to think of this as me on a stage and you in the audience. I like this to be a full collaborative experience, right? Someone can mention something being shiny and then I can all of a sudden get excited and start drifting into a different place. I want this to be a conversation that we're having, right? We're building community here. That being said, if you want to be able to have ideal clients that you can reach out to, at some point, we've got to get your community members all in a place where you could actually find them and talk to them, right? So we're going to use this analogy today of a Broadway show. So the real title that I have for today is your show-stopping business formula. Okay. In the title of the video, I called it your simple essentials, just so that it sounded very clinical, but really this is your show-stopping business formula. And the goal of this is that you will recognize there are only 3 things that you actually need to have in your business in order to make more sales, and make a bigger impact. And guess what? It's not a viral video. We have had a video that hit a reach of 40 million. That video brought us in total $160,000, which was awesome. And it is not my number one strategy. And that was kind of a fluke, a weird, magical, random thing that happened because I continuously show up and I test different things. But if I was going to give you the easiest strategy, it would not be to create a weird 14-second viral video. Okay, let's just be clear about that. So vanity metrics, that's not it. You can do this, use these essentials with a very small group of people. It's more like if you look at, you know, that metaphor of the hose or the faucet. If you take a hose and you just turn the hose on and the water is coming out of it, or you have like a sprinkler and it's kind of like spraying everywhere. But if you cover up part of the hose with your thumb, the stream gets stronger and it goes further. That's what we're talking about, is streamlining this stuff so that we're like, right at you, right? And I do want to let you know, as we're going through this, that you may need to take a step back. Let's all do this. Do this with me if you can. Take a step back. We're going to take a little heart. We're going to put it right where your ego is. And we're going to go whoosh. Your ego is not involved in this process. Okay. So we know we've pushed away vanity metrics. We've pushed away your ego. And now we are left with what really matters. And again, this is something that I have to recheck into because I get excited when we have videos that kind of go viral. If you missed the video about my nails, it went, I think 40,000 people saw the video about my nails, which I was so excited about. Do I think that video is going to help make an impact? Maybe, because it was kind of tied to my values. Is that video going to bring us lots of sales? Probably not, in all honesty. And I have to check myself and be like, okay, Mahoney, what's actually the essential that's going to move the business forward? So I want to make sure we're all on the same page with that and that we check our egos at the door, because really the reason that we're here is to make a bigger impact. And the way that we can do that is by making sales. I asked a question in our Show Up group yesterday or maybe the day before. And I said, what's more important to you? What would you rather have, video views or sales? And I would love to know in the chat what you would love to have. Would you rather have video views or sales? And this ties into what we're talking about today. So let me know in the chat. I'll come back to those answers in just a bit. Video views or sales? Obviously, we want both, but which one would be more important to you? Okay, now let's jump into this actual formula. So you have to have 3 pieces in place. The first of these 3 pieces, I like to call your billboard. So if we go back to a show on Broadway, right? The Tonys were just recently, so that was super exciting. I always love to mention Hadestown, which some of you may know. Our dear friend Timothy Hughes, who was one of our coaches in our Show Up program, he was in Hadestown on Broadway. And what would happen when you would go into Times Square? Tim Hughes's beautiful body was up on a billboard in the middle of Times Square saying, hey, you want to come to this show? What else happens in Times Square? At one point in my life, I was hired to dress up in Times Square and pass out flyers for other shows, right? We'd get in character. I think I did it for Cabaret once. And then I also did it for a TV show that was, I don't even know what the show was called, but it was something like Xena Warrior Princess. And I wore a red unitard in the middle of Times Square and like a high ponytail like Xena Warrior Princess to promote whatever show was happening. Times Square is basically like the internet. Okay. We can look at Times Square as the internet, and we need to make sure that we have something out on the planet that is capturing people's attention and letting them know that we exist. Now, I want to be really clear about this. Recently, someone who, I love all your answers. Recently, someone in our Show Up with Video program was talking about how she's gone into groups and she's introduced herself in the welcome post underneath, like when they say introduce yourself below in a Facebook group, and she shared her value statement there. So my value statement is, hey, I'm Molly Mahoney. At The Prepared Performer, we help coaches, course creators, and creative entrepreneurs just like you to be able to get clients with video and organic social. That's like the super simple version of it. There's a longer version too, right? And she was saying that she shared her value statement in all of these welcome posts, and she was super bummed that nobody had reached out to her, that she hadn't actually brought in any clients through that. Your value statement is not a billboard. Your value statement is something that provides clarity so that when you're talking to someone and they ask what you do, you can actually explain yourself, because half the time we don't even know how to answer that question. So it's providing clarity for you, right? That's the purpose of your value statement. Your billboard needs to be something that meets your ideal client where they are at. So a really easy way that you could turn your value statement into more of a billboard is to say something like this. So have you ever been in a place where you've spent all of this time, blood, sweat, and tears pouring into a piece of content that you know is going to knock it out of the park? You know you're going to get sales, engagement, all that stuff out of it. And you post it and it's crickets. Nobody reacts. Have you ever felt that way? That's exactly what we help people to solve. We show you how to get actual clients with video and organic social. So in that one little switch, all that I did there was I put the problem that someone may be experiencing at the beginning of the statement, and then I put my value statement at the end, right? Now, that's like the simplest little version of it. What we want to do is, when we have our billboard in place, is we have to make sure that we are creating some sort of thing, we can call it content, call it whatever you want, that is letting people know two things. One, the problem that we solve so that we can solve their problem. And two, where they can go to actually get that problem solved. So we need to have something that taps into their problem, lets them know we have a solution, and a call to action. So here's the first part of this little workshop bit of this video, which is, do you have billboards in place? Inside our coaching programs, we call these your awareness playgrounds. So Times Square would be like an awareness playground, right? And if you're in, let's say Times Square is the internet, you'd have actual billboards. That's like a cover photo. That's like an ad, right? Because it's like putting it out there. Then you'd have the human beings like me in my little Xena Warrior Princess costume, which I do not think I have pictures of. It was such a long time ago. I was wondering, at some point I must have had a photo of it somewhere. I do not know where it is, but I'll keep that in mind to look for that. So there, the Xena Warrior Princess, people are walking around. That's like you going out and actually talking to people, having conversations. So you're pulling them from the piece of content, the billboard, whatever it is, and moving them into the next step, right? We're actually talking to human beings. So let me know, do you actually have a billboard? Do you have one? And Cheryl Marie, yes. What I just did earlier was basically taking our PAS formula and combining it with the value statement. So it's like your problem solution value statement. It's a new thing we just made up, right? And let me just be clear about these billboards. It's content that you're posting in places where people can find it. So if you're only posting on your Facebook business page, that's a billboard that's in the middle of a cornfield where many people aren't there. Now, I do love me some cornfields. My husband and I met in the middle of a cornfield. But if all of the billboards for the Broadway shows were in the middle of Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, not very many people are going to go there. Perfect. Another perfect example. I did this show in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. Okay. I did 8 shows, I think, there. While I was in Wisconsin on a weekend or a Monday when the show was dark, I drove to Winona, Minnesota in order to see another friend's show. I walked into a restaurant. I was like 7 hours away. I walk into this restaurant. Do you know what was in that restaurant? A flyer for the production of Evita that I was doing in Fort Atkinson. Do you know why that flyer was there? Because a lot of the people who came to our shows were in the older age. They would bus them in from these different cities. And this restaurant was a place where those people, the ideal audience members, were hanging out. It's exactly the same thing that we teach when it comes to your billboards. You have to be creating content and you have to be going to the places where your ideal client is. So if you are in a place where you're like, I'm not making sales, the first place to look is, do you actually have any billboards going out? Now, in Show Up, those of you that are in our Show Up with Video program, we have 2 different versions. One is long form videos. Those can be live videos. They can be pre-recorded, longer form videos. The other is short form videos. So you can be doing TikTok videos, Instagram videos, Reels. In addition to that, if you don't want to do video at all, you could do a blog post. But here's the problem about a blog post. The only way most people find blog posts is either through SEO, which takes a lot of time. I can tell you how to do it If you Google tap dance terminology, my website is the #1 result. I knew how to do it. It takes a lot of time though. And 2 is if you have an email list and you're sending people to it. But keep in mind, your email list is not your billboard. Your email list is actually getting people to your box office. So you have to have something where strangers in Minnesota can actually see the flyer for your show, right? Okay. Love it, love it, love it. And if the answer is no, then I got you. So I have 2 ways that we can actually help you with this. One is, and I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but it just came to mind, which is so good. So on Friday, we are actually in our content club. We have a content club where we plan out your content for the whole month in one sitting. It's so good. I'm going to write this down, putting the link in the chat. That's the right link. I think it is. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Oh, there we go. I'm actually going to turn the air conditioner on because all of a sudden I am melting. So hold on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a pattern interrupt. And now I won't melt. Oh my gosh. Speaking of that production of Evita, Tim Roller, that is where Tim Roller and I met, was in that production of Evita. Tim, I don't know if you remember that I went to Winona, Minnesota during that show, and they had a flyer for our show that was like 7 hours away, which is really good. Okay. And then in our business, Tim and I are the Xena Warrior Princesses. Tim may be a Xena Warrior Prince, right? So we're the ones who are out there talking to you. Nancy too. I think Nancy was here earlier also. We have human beings who talk to you after you've seen the billboard. Okay. Now, at first, it's going to be, just you. So you've got the billboards. We've all assessed whether or not we have them. And let me also be clear. It doesn't mean that you need to have a billboard, a flyer, a TV show, a radio commercial, a sign up in the airport, an insert in every playbill. It doesn't, a newspaper ad. It doesn't mean you need to have all of that when you're first getting started. Start with one, test it. Are conversations coming out of this? If not, figure out why. Right? You may know that right now we are sharing the brilliant news of my friend Ryan, who is talking about quiz funnels right now. And quiz funnels are an amazing way to be able to discover more about your ideal client and to move them towards purchasing. The thing about a quiz funnel is that you still need a billboard to tell people how to get to the quiz. So if you're doing a quiz, you can't just create the quiz and have it sit there. And it's one thing that I love so much about what Ryan teaches is that he gives you ways to get more traffic. There are options. And I have been through his entire program. If you've never tried it before, been through our quiz, I would love to know your results. So we have a video creator type quiz. Oh my gosh, 30 minutes is like the shortest amount of time ever. I'm going to keep this video short. We're almost done. I still have 2 huge pieces of this puzzle. Okay, so this is our quiz, molly.live/quiz. Ta-da! And if you go through this, you can find out your video creator type, which will tell you, should you do short form video? Should you do long form video? If you're not exactly sure what your billboard should be, this will help you to know what it should be. And let me know. Yeah, Cheryl Marie is a divine dolphin, which fits perfectly for you. I am an Energizer bunny. Surprise, surprise. Let me know what your quiz creator type is in the chat if you've taken that quiz. Okay, so now we understand the concept of the billboard. We know how to do this little audit. If you don't have billboards, it's time to get cracking and create some content. Okay, now listen to this next one. You're going to love it. The next one is, in order to actually take people from seeing the billboard into paying you money and sitting their butts in the seat of your house, I mean the house, like the theater house, not your home. You can come to my home if you're a member of Glam, though, because we have an awesome event coming up in October, so I hope you'll be there. Okay, do you know what you need in order to do that? You need a box office. So we want to actually have a place where people can go and do what? Pay you. So we want to take them from that tourist on the street. Tim gives them a flyer. They're looking at the flyer, and then I sneak up behind them and say, hey, and if you want to go, the theater is right here, right? Here's the box office. Go purchase. I remember years ago, I was in a mastermind event, and my dear friend Jim was having a hard time getting people to sign up for his masterclass. And he was just being He knows this. He was being very negative, I will say. He's just like, oh, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. And so finally I said, okay, Jim, when is your masterclass? And he was like, well, I'd have to look at my calendar. I said, what's the link to sign up? I don't know if I know the link. I lost my mind. In that moment, I turned into an actual squirrel. I went like this. Oh my gosh. And I stood up like this. And I'm going to come back here. I literally went, oh my gosh. And then I chased up to the front of the room. I was like, if you do not know when your masterclass is and you do not know the link, how is anyone else ever going to show up? And he kind of laughed. Again, I was looking for a pattern interrupt to wake him up. He kind of laughed. I was like, oh, that's a good point. And I said, no, like you're up here complaining. If I wanted to come to your masterclass right now, you couldn't even tell me how to get there. And he was like, yeah, well, no, I mean, I know I can get the link. No, if you want to go to my masterclass, I can tell you how to get there. If you want to go to join the content club, you can see, I just wrote the link in the chat. I was a little worried that it was the wrong link, but it's the right link. And I put it in the chat. Right. So I am aware there is a place for you to go to actually pay me. Do you have a place for people to actually pay you? And when you're first getting started, it is super easy. So I'm going to show you how easy this can be. I did this once before and it was like the greatest thing ever. So I had a bunch of people on a video and I was teaching about repurposing. I can't remember exactly what I was teaching about. And I said, we don't have enough time to go any deeper onto this. Would you like more information? And maybe it was messenger bots, I think actually. And they were like, yes, yes, yes. And I said, okay, I'll do a workshop. Like, how much would you pay for a workshop? And people wrote in the chat what they would pay for a workshop. I was like, great, I'll create it right now. I created a link instantly on the spot. It was so easy. So we could actually try it right now. Is there something that you would love to learn in a workshop setting with me? I was definitely not planning on doing this, and Tim can attest to that. But is there something that you'd like to learn in a workshop session with me that you want me to create right now, get you a low price link, and we can jump on Zoom and we can dive into it? If there is something, put it in the chat. We'll vote on it, and I'll show you how easy it is to create a box office like that from nothing without having anything planned, because I was not planning on doing this. I'm going to take some water to see. And we'll finish at about 12:35. The last final tip, but this is a quick one. But I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, but I got to have you vote in the chat. Okay. I love that there's a little bit of delay as well, because now I see comments coming in, but the comments are about what I said before. So this is even better. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to decide. I don't know what it's going to be yet. We'll let you vote, but I'm going to make a link right now. Oops. Okay. I'm making a link. I'm putting it in the chat. Oh, do you want to do a gift workshop? We could do a gift workshop where we all make gifts together and I can actually help you get your branded Giphy account set up. That could be cool. Like 2 hours to create gifts and then make the branded Giphy account. That would be awesome. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this link in the chat so that we can, you guys can pay for it. What's going to happen is it's just a very, very simple, it's a very, very simple link. Oh my gosh. Right here. No, not that one. Yes, gift workshop. Okay. It's a very, very simple link. It's just Molly or paypal.me/MollyMahoney/27. Okay. Now I may decide the price is going to go up on this when I send an email. I don't know. We'll see. We may just keep it at 27, but I'll find a date in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to Mexico next week for an event. So maybe it'll be the week after that. We'll find a date. We'll put it on the calendar. Those of you that do this right now, that you do it today while we're live, watch how I'm doing this. I'm making this whole thing up. Not 1 ounce of this was planned out ahead of time. Okay. Those of you that are here with us live, we have about 30 people on with us live today. If you actually pay us in PayPal today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into PayPal. I'm going to pull your emails. I'm going to send you an email that says, here is our gift script, and we will actually make gifts for you. So in addition to coming to the actual workshop, I'm going to give you a little Google form to fill out if you pay while we're live. So if you pay within the next 5 minutes, while we're live, you'll get this gift script, and then you have to send us a video. We'll make you gifts out of that thing so that when you come to the workshop, you'll already have 5 gifts made. That sounds like a cool bonus, right? But it's only for those people who are here. Okay, I'm going to Cancun next week, by the way. It's going to be so fun. Okay. And then those of you that are watching this in the replay, I'll send out an email about this later. Tim, don't you love when I just come up with random things? Like, I can't believe how not planned this was. Okay, perfect. And do you see how easy that was? I didn't have I have knowledge in my brain. I know I have a Zoom link. I know I have a PayPal account. And what's cool is those of you that didn't actually click on the link, let me just show you what this does. If you go to paypal.me, and you have to have a paypal.me account. It's super easy to set up right within your own PayPal account. Hopefully this, I just made it 97. A little slip of the finger, but let me show you. Okay, so in here, I'm going to show you how easy this is. Screen sharing, this Chrome tab, so everybody can see it. Instantly, I have a box office created. Watch. Boop. And it looks branded. I just made it up. I mean, even with a typo, like I accidentally made it $97. You could even make it $50,000. Let's see if it'll do that. Hello. That's how much our gift workshop is really worth. And if you're like, what's the point of gifts? Let me show you what the point of gifts are. Oh my gosh. Watch. Okay. 54 million views on our Giphy account. It is the easiest visibility strategy. These are all billboards. Now, the thing is, most people don't know you can actually have a link on here that leads them to your website. 54 million views. Now, let's look at one of our clients. It may have to be all one word to find her. Oh, nope. There she is. I want you to focus on this. She just started this following the same system, and she's at 4 million. It's so awesome. And you can go through. There's all of these fun gifts. I love it so much. She's amazing. If you don't follow her, go follow the new method on TikTok. It's awesome. Okay, that's your box office. Now, the final piece of this. I'm so glad. Oh my gosh. If you don't have a PayPal account, it's the easiest way to have a box office. Now, if you want to step it up a bit, so let's actually talk one more moment about the box office really quick. If you want to step it up a bit, check this out. We'll go to the Content Club page. This is our Content Club page, which we created all inside of Samcart, and it is the easiest thing ever. And you know what's really cool is that when people join our Content Club, oftentimes they will add other things onto their checkout. So when they add these things on, which you can't do this with a paypal.me account, now this is adding merch at the box office. Like after they go through the box office, as soon as they step in, there's fancy drinks. Look. I haven't fully finished unpacking my suitcase, and I knew this was on the floor right behind me. But watch. I've got my Funny Girl glass from the show. I've got my Music Man glass from the show. So there's all these upsell opportunities, right? And so eventually you're going to want something that's a little fancier. Right now, we are simple Billboard box office, right? And then we can add those little upsells like the merch store and the bar and all that kind of stuff once you start building it out. And if you're ready to do that, Venmo can be your box office. Yes, Venmo totally can be your box office. And you can make a little QR code with your Venmo. I have a really fancy wooden QR code. I don't know where it is. But you can make a really, you can make a QR code. Or you can also go to, if you want to step it up. Oh, and Cassandra, you have Samcart. Dude, we need to get your Samcart rocking. So just go to molly.live/Samcart if you want to build a fancier box office. Okay, easy. molly.live/Samcart. You'll get access to loads of other bonuses that we have inside our course portal. We have a Samcart implementation day. We have easy landing pages with Samcart. We have a whole bunch of stuff about building out courses, all of that. It's seriously awesome. Okay, are you ready for the final piece of the show-stopping business formula? Say ready in the chat. We're going to pick up my fancy microphone for this. Another opening, another show. You have to actually deliver something. So the delivery is such a big, important piece. But as you've seen, you don't even need to have it mapped out when you make the sales. I had not planned on offering a gift workshop. I just pulled that out of my brain right here because I know it's something that would be beneficial to you. So you've got to make sure that you're strategic about what it is that you're delivering. We want to deliver something that is of value. We also want to make sure, like with my gift workshop, if it's only $27, I'm going to make sure on the backside of that I'm going to have other opportunities for you to move into, right? So we're going to have this awesome show, and this awesome show is going to give you the opportunity to come back for more, right? And that's where you get referrals, all kinds of magic. It's so good and it's so easy. So the simple formula, let's do a little recap. Okay, if you want the simplest way to be able to build your business, use the show-stopping business formula. You only need 3 pieces. The first is, number 1, is you need to have some sort of billboard, something that lets people know, hey, we solve your problem. Hey, come over here to get it solved, right? Something that tells them this is where this is happening. The next thing that you need to have after your billboard is you need to have a box office, somewhere where people can actually pay you for things. It can be as easy as using a paypal.me account. You can create a link in seconds flat, or you can step it up with something like a Samcart account. You can go to molly.live/Samcart and get all kinds of bonuses when you do that. Then after that, you need to make sure you actually have something to deliver. So you have your show, right? So super easy, billboard, box office, and the actual show. That's the product, the service that you're providing. So simple. And if you find yourself pulled in a million different directions, go back first and see, do I have a way that people are discovering me, like a billboard? Do I have a way for them to pay me, like a box office? And do I actually have something that I can deliver them? Remember, on the delivery side, you can build it after you sell something. You can sell it first and then deliver. So awesome. Okay, I hope you loved this and that you're going to go put it into action. Because remember, that's what we said. You're actually going to put this into action. Do your own little business audit and see if you are really, up to par with the show-stopping business formula. So good. Okay, so that's our little recap. I am going to pick a nugget winner, and then I'm going to take the boys to lunch. I almost did it in 30 minutes. Okay. So good. Oh my gosh. Okay, ready? I love all these nuggets. So we're going to sing. It was Judy Garland's birthday recently, so we're going to sing a good old Judy song. I always do Over the Rainbow, but maybe I'll do a different one. Forget your troubles. Come on, get happy. Better chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah. Come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. Wait a nugget. Okay, it is. The winner of our children's book is Nugget Go Live and Monetize. It's all one word, which is amazing. Anne-Marie Rubenacher, you are the winner. So you need to send us an email at molly@thepreparedperformer.com and give us your mailing address, and we will send you a copy of our children's book. Finding My Awesome. So fun. Okay, remember, the more fun you have, the more money you make. If you are looking for extra support, I would love to support you in building your business and having more fun, making more money, and making a bigger impact. Shout out to Tabitha Brown, who, if you don't follow her, she launched a line at Target this week, and it is so awesome. I stopped on the way home from the airport because I was so excited about it. These earrings are from that. It just, to me, it was so inspirational to see what she's done with her social media presence, and I just love it. So shout out to her. And shout out to you for showing up today. I'm just so grateful to get to spend this time with you. And those of you who are in the CAM fam, I'll see you next Tuesday. Those of you that are not in the CAM fam, why not? Those of you who are in the content club, I'll see you on Friday. So if you missed us and you're not joining, if you haven't joined the content club yet, go to molly.live/content club. You can get signed up. We're going to plan out a whole month of content in just 2 hours. It is awesome. We've been doing it for almost a year now. I love it so much. And if you want even more support, if you know that you would like to get that really fast growth, you want me with you, you want daily access to support, send me a message. Molly Mahoney is my name, in case we haven't met before. Send me a message with the word support, and we will see if it's a good fit, if we can hang out some more and support you at a higher level, which I would love. Okay, that's all. And I love it. Thank you for these comments. Yes. So true. We're going to leave it at that. As always, it's my absolute pleasure to be here with you, helping to unlock your inner awesome and elevate it so that you can show up with more confidence, more creativity, and more empathy and change the world, because that's what I know you